So I told him that, there's just no way that's going to ever happen. Not with me. No.
You can say that. I say it. They start calling authorities.
Well, at least I didn't laugh in their face. That's what cost me my job at Marvel.
Yeah. That,
Hey, are we live yet?
Yeah, we are.
Are we? Holy crap. Okay. Hey, everybody. You're out there. Come on in. We have one person listening this morning. So sorry. Jump into the chat. Come on in.
Oh.
We're here to talk comics.
Yeah, and I'm back this morning, which is great.
Somewhat alive, somewhat well.
Yeah, I'm returning to the breakfast buzz this morning. Everybody throw your hands up. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. That coffee for somebody who is on as much antibiotics as I am. That coffee pouring constantly
makes you have to go pee. What?
Yeah, when I'm asleep, every 2 hours, get up. So I'm thinking about switching over to the pens. This is ridiculous. Why should I have to get up?
Stench Watbacker applauds that move.
Yeah,
or is that a wave? That's a wave. That's a wave. Yerp. John Celestri says yerp. Welcome, John. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. That's standards and practices already. Whopping.
It's 2020. Why do we still have to go to the bathroom? Why do we still have weather?
I want a jetpack.
Yeah.
Well, we have weather. We have weather for weaponry.
Where's my jetpack? Where's the moon base? I want it now.
Comic Book Black Belt says, guys, Comic Book Black Belt, you're in the house.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm everywhere.
Yep, I'm here. Good morning, John Celestri says. Yes, good morning, John.
No, there's no jetpacks. There's no
flying cars.
Yeah, no flying cars.
No. What's that about?
However, the way people drive the rolling ones, I don't think we need flying ones yet.
I hear you. That'll be accidents on multiple levels. Then,
Randy, I've been notified that you're not public.
Of course, I'm not.
It's Anderson practices.
We just started. There we go. I'm public now. Thank Christopher.
Hey, Glenn. Glenn says, "How you doing, Barry?" And I'm doing well. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still not out the woods. But I'm able to sit up.
Were you in the woods?
Yeah, I was deep in the woods. I was in the sunken place. If you ever watched Get Out, it was bad. I was in the hospital and I was sweating. And
Daphne's in the house.
Daphne
got your box yesterday or day before. Daphne, thank you very much for that huge package that you sent.
I also got a box from the House of Calderon Lage, or is it Lage Calderon? Whichever one is. I got some books, and I'm amazed by one because it's so shiny and I want to read it, but I was told the reading order, so I was instructed in which way to read the book. So, but it's shiny.
They never sent me an order.
Well, I asked him which one.
Oh, yeah. He said not the shiny one.
Not the shiny one. Not the shiny ones.
I just figured if they're numbered 1 and 2, read them 1 first.
Well, yeah, but they're different titles.
Oh, okay.
Denny is in the house. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Dan Stockwell says hi. Hi, Dan. Yeah, I'm so happy to be out the hospital. I am so happy, and just taking the medication as they told me to. 10 days of having an upset stomach. It's gonna be great. It's been going.
Small price to pay.
Small price to pay for still having legs. Yeah.
To stop oozing green goo out of your leg. Yes.
Yeah. And I was told, the wife told me, you know what you should do? We should see if you can get those pills at the start of every month and just take them. So for 10 days every month, I will have problems and have to go constantly to the bathroom. She thinks that's cool.
So you'll be sympathetic to her cycle. Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I think she wants me to be sympathetic to her cycle. I think we've probably already seen because
how do you like to hurt for 10 days?
Yeah. Yeah, what'd you say?
Not anymore. I'm public.
Yeah, not anymore. He's public. Yeah, it's all out there now. Daphne says, "I'll tell Jay to send you a shiny book too, Randy. Good vibes."
I got a shiny book. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got a big box of shiny books, so it's all good.
Yeah,
I owe you a box. So
I don't have enough comics to put in.
I got to try to remember what I shipped to you. That's what I have to do now. Now I'll end up getting you on a stream and going, "Did you get this book?" Because I've got a bunch of these books I can send you.
You ready to start the show? We can hit the intro. And
I thought we were already live.
Oh, we are, but the coffee's pouring.
The coffee's pouring. Shall we begin then?
Sure.
Let me get it. I've got it figured out here.
Look out! Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
What the fuck is the matter with people in this business?
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. This is Indie Folk Breakfast Buzz. Yeah, we are. How pretty we are. How nice looking. Nice looking we are. Look how nice we are in that HD. It's awesome. My name is Varian Grant. I'm the founder of Indie Folk. I'm back. I haven't been on Breakfast Buzz in quite a while, especially visually. It smells funny around. I don't know what's been going on since I've been gone, but damn it. I'm here to clean up. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. I'm joined by my Randy Zimmerman, the man who's taking control of this show.
Hang on, just there.
There he is.
Now I feel better. Had to do for a second.
I was like playing right now, but like, no, you're over there. I'm just kidding. No, I'll put you there. We'll put you back. Thanks for joining us, guys. Breakfast Buzz. We are here. I'm here with Randy Zimmerman. Randy, hello.
Hey, you're not going to introduce yourself other than to tell people who you are?
Yeah, I founded this company, damn it, and I'll destroy it if I have to. There, sure. That's it. Okay. That's my new intro.
That's your new intro. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been doing alternative and independent comics since I don't want to say. For many, many years, done just about everything that you can do in the direct comic market business, and have done it well. So, and now I'm here on Indie Volt. I also have a Zim Geek channel over on YouTube, ZIMMGEEK. If you want to swing over there and get a little cartooning instructional, how to draw circles, stuff like that. So, other than that, I'm here on Breakfast Buzz, and we're talking comics.
And we're joined by Mr. Russ Leach, who I still think we need to have him do like a video about comics, and he has to do it. He has to do it with his accent, and we're gonna make it seem like Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. We're gonna make it seem like that. But he has to call himself R Leach. He can't say Russ Leach.
Be bombastic.
Yeah. R Leach. That's
yeah. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, we've actually got some sun here today. That's good. I've been drawing comics for about 10 years now, after a production career of around 35. And you can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt. I have some videos up there about drawing comics and bits and pieces, but also about my new book, Only Death Can Save Us. There's a whole list of how that book was produced, and you can find me in and around the internet or over at my website, russleach.com.
See, it almost seems as if you guys are sad when you say how long you've been working. Randy doesn't want to say. You said 35 and dropped your head. I see invisible like sadness.
That's because I'm old now. That's the sad part of it. I enjoyed the career; it was good fun, but now I am paying the price.
That's what happens when we get old.
And I was talking to some guys who run the Hero Initiative, and they were like, their hope is that they won't need the Hero Initiative, which is the Hero Initiative, if you don't know, is they take money in to help creators of comics from years past who a lot of these guys, they just got paid their rate and that was it. And now some of them are struggling to keep the lights on, food, operations, and the Hero Initiative.
Shelter, a home.
Yeah, was set up to help those guys. And I always give to it when I can. In fact, I think I give to it at every Comic-Con I see them at. So, but they would tell me they were hoping. They said things are getting so much better now for the current creators that they hope there won't be a need for their organization in the next decade or so.
Yeah.
And that's good news. That's good to hear.
You created who? You need a royalty? Here you go.
Yeah.
That's about what it is.
Yeah.
But enough to keep the lights on, at least, thank goodness. So
yeah.
It's good to actually see the creators out there getting a little more respect.
Yeah.
For their sweat and toil, because if you go back in the history of comics, that's that a lot of these guys were working on a page rate just to put food on the table, and that's all that they were ever expecting, for that week. So it's pretty crazy how how heartless the business has been in the past.
Now we make so much we can afford drugs, which helps create more comics.
Yeah, that's good.
That's why Russ was doing storyboards, and I do advertising illustration.
Yeah,
it was the drug. That's what it was.
That's how well comics pay.
yeah. They don't pay great, but it's in your blood.
Yeah,
that's the trouble. It's not something that you can easily dispatch.
Standards and practices agrees.
Yeah, they just seem as tell Variant stop talking about drugs. Tell them to stop. Okay.
that was a well-timed ding.
Yeah. I think that for me, when you get when you do your first book and you get it back in the mail, that to me is like, that was the moment where I knew I'd probably do this for the rest of my life.
You're not fooling me. It's the first time you had that book in your hand, you opened it up and you felt that wonderful newsprint between your fingers. You smelled that ink. And that was it. Just got right into the system. And that's what I'm doing the rest of my life.
For me, it was the newsprint was
That's typing paper. Is that what you're saying?
No, it was newsprint. The ink rubs off. Ink rubs off.
That's all part of fun.
Books start to smell after a couple of weeks.
Anniversary number 3. Tales from the Anniversary number 3. Solid black cover.
Josh says welcome back.
Just for that reason.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, I'm trying to get back. Trying to sit for a while. Trying to stand. It's still hard to walk. I still got the cane. Got a walker and a wheelchair. But
Marv jumped in. I can feel the pain. Daphne says, "What?
We're
all old here." Oh no, we're not. We're as young as you feel, I guess. Welcome back, Varian. Josh says, "Yeah." Speak for yourself, Oak. Stitch, always up for an argument. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Stitch. Waves. Marv says, "Hey." Daphne says, "That's because creators are getting more savvy with not letting companies steal the rug from under them." Yeah. Well, sometimes they don't have a choice. They end up having to go out and crowdfund their stuff anyway. Glenn says, "Hey, Randy." Hey, Glenn, how you doing? We're going to have Glenn on Sunday. Sunday Funnies. Drawing comics is the drug to Daphne. I always thought it was coffee. Stench says, "I got to go cold turkey. The ink needle is doing me in." That's stop tattooing, Stench. You get too much of that ink under your skin. You're supposed to get it just on your hands.
I don't have any tattoos, and I'm afraid to get any because I don't know how my skin is going to react to it. It'll probably get infected and peel off and go get sentient life and start killing people. So I'm not going to do it. But
John Celestri says he's older than dirt.
I mean,
I can just see you with a tattoo, and then the next day,
I'm back in the hospital, Randy. Everything hurts.
the tattoo artist is there working on you, and boom, 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 popping like popcorn. No offense.
Yeah, I won't be getting. I won't be getting the tattoo anytime soon. Maybe when I'm old, like 80, and I'm like, I got nothing to laugh for. I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Not the Ionica's toy reviews on Sunday. Oh, is that? That was Glenn Fleming that said hello. Yeah, we're having Glenn Fleming on.
Yeah, we got
also from England.
Yeah, we got Glenn Fleming. Yeah,
prolific writer of many books. Magi Jake Lindsay says I'm the youngest. LOL.
And,
quite likely.
Stitch said he can't help it, Zimmy. It started innocently with lead poisoning. Yeah.
Well, I'm from Flint, so we don't talk about lead poisoning.
Yeah, we all know what happened in Flint with the lead poisoning. It was watched a whole documentary on that the other day.
It's that email that went around the governor's office, said, what's a few IQ points on the north side of Flint? Exactly what it said.
Like, who would notice? Who would notice?
Nobody will notice.
We all notice. So guys, I have a question for you guys.
You have questions. It's a Thursday morning.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys. And we didn't get around to really discuss it on Tuesday, and the person was very upset with me.
And you named the episode after it too.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, here's the situation. A gentleman who is crowdfunding a book. Now he's only at $2,000. Oh, thanks. I tell Brian K. Morris that thank you. Yeah. Brian.
Thanks, Magi. We'll have Brian K. on a little more often, hopefully, depending upon his schedule. I know he's real busy. So.
Yeah.
Brian's a friend of the show, and he's always welcome.
We had a gentleman mail us. He emailed in, and he's got a campaign, very modest campaign going. He's up to $2,100, and his artist is now saying, "Hey, man, I know we agreed to a page rate of $15 a page, but seeing as though you made $2,100, stop laughing, Randy. What's so funny? I think I should get a little more."
It's just that I have an artist that I'm working with for twice that much, and I thought I was getting a steal.
Yeah. I think I should get a little bit more. Now that you're at 2,100 and probably climbing, because still got, I think by now he's got like 15 days left to go on this campaign. I think I should get a little more. And the guy said, "Well, sure, we can talk about that." But now the guy says, "Well, I think I should get $80 a page now."
Oof.
So we've jumped from 15 to 80. And the guy's like, "Well, I don't know how much and if I give him $80 a page, I'm not gonna have any money to print the book or anything else. It's $2,100. In the terms of campaigns, they are funded, but it's not a lot of money."
Mm-hmm.
And so
he's at 2,100, you said, or 21,000?
2,100.
Okay.
2,100. So what's happened now is that he was shocked to find that the artist has put the book out.
Oh, he put the book out himself?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Dear, oh dear.
That's what you call just a little bit illegal.
Yeah, unless they don't have a contract.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Contracts. Get it? It doesn't have to be like, you don't need a solicitor. All you need is a set of details and an email agreed. Okay, and that's enough to stop someone from printing your material or to turn around and say, "You owe me more money." If they've agreed to a set of terms, then that's fine.
I was gonna suggest sitting down and talking to the artist, but obviously it's gone beyond that.
The artist is now putting up a campaign for issue 2. The artist put up a campaign for issue 2. So, what do you guys think about that? Like, did he get his IP? Basically, got his IP jacked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's not a lot he can do if he hasn't unless you're prepared to litigate or you've got a contract. There's not an awful lot you can do, is there? Really?
No. So I have to take it and take up the tailpipe. That's about it.
Yeah. It's about the size of it.
You can go around and scream about it for a while and try to get the campaign yanked.
You could be loud. I suppose you could talk, depending on whether it's Kickstarter or Indiegogo, you could talk directly to them and say, this is the story, and let them decide if they want to get involved in it.
Now,
if you already kicked the first issue out, is he fulfilling the campaign or what?
Mm-hmm. He's no, he didn't fulfill his campaign. He's basically kicked the issue out on his personal website, and now he's got a campaign up for issue 2 of the book. Now, the artist did tell me that, the creator of the book did tell me that he is considering legal action, which is why I'm not naming the book. But he also told me that the artist is also calling himself co-creator now, which we've seen that happen before with comics. The artist jumps up and says, "Hey, I'm the co-creator." Boom. I designed these characters. So someone needs Glenn Ford says someone needs
their kneecap. We're not suggesting any kind of violence here.
Yeah, Trico was originally $15 a page, and now the artist decided he wanted $80. The guy was like, "Hey, let's see where we land," and the artist like, "Screw that, I'm putting the book out." And the artist really had all the power because he was a triple threat artist. He draws, colors, letters. What did he have left to do? He has the entire book. So at that point, I feel bad for you, but I don't know what to tell you other than, again, I know he's right in thinking about legal action against the guy.
No contracts.
He did not say there was any contracts. He didn't say there's any contracts in place. So
there's something on paper you can sue him over.
Yeah, it happens. Unfortunately, I've seen people come up and say, "Hey, I'm the co-creator of this. I designed that character. I'm the one that designed that jacket." And
after all the work is done, "Hey, it's great to be a co-creator."
Yeah. What?
I think the problem you have with this one is what's right and what's possible.
Yeah.
And what's right is that he should have it back, and the other guy, the artist, shouldn't be allowed to proceed. Mm-hmm. But what's really possible? How much do you want to spend in litigation? It's very difficult. I think sometimes you just have to notch it up to experience and walk away.
Might I offer another suggestion?
I would walk away kicking and screaming, though.
That's being dragged away.
Everybody. No, I'd step back and start going to the press and
maybe being loud about it in the appropriate places might help. Yeah.
What kind of an ethics level does this artist have?
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna, and who else is he gonna work with, and what else is he gonna take?
Who else is he gonna do over? Yeah.
Well,
obviously, this guy's not to be trusted.
I would say this: maybe it's time to start, perhaps when you're working on comics, sometimes someone new, or if you're new, maybe work with somebody very close to your residence that you can go meet with every week. Let me tell you why. The threat of an ass whooping.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to encourage violence.
I'm not encouraging. There's going to be no violence. There's going to be 2 hits. I'm going to hit him. He's going to hit the ground. That's it. There's no violence.
I think in all reasonable, I know exactly what he's saying. Is the internet has created this anonymous courage in people where they think they can get away with stuff because they don't live around the corner from someone.
Yeah.
And if half the things that go on the internet, you'll know that they wouldn't say that to your face. Well, they're even less likely to screw you over in a business deal if you live within the vicinity.
I'd drive up to 4 hours whooping ass. I would. I drive 4 hours whooping somebody.
Not just that. This is also another example of why contracts are so important.
Yeah.
Because you can go into small claims court, which doesn't cost you a lot if you've got a contract like that, and ring this guy out. Daphne says Boom Studios pays an average of $50 a page. Who does that artist suddenly think he is? That he's worth more than pro rates. And notice pro is in quotation marks.
I would argue that
assessment.
they're not pro rates. But there you go.
Pro rates.
Yeah, fit
It is prorated. It's prorated.
It gives a monkeys who boomers. But Boomer, if Boomer paying people $50 a page, and if Marvel are doing similar things, then that's why you're seeing a downturn in quality from mainstream publishers.
Oh, and that's just called Boom a mainstream publisher.
Well, whatever. They're more mainstream than I am. People need. There's a value. If you can't see the value in a publication, then don't do it. If there is value in the publication, then it needs to be properly managed as a business. And if that's the case, then people that produce that publication need to be given proper remuneration.
Marv, who's leaving, is going to work. His 50 is very good. I don't have a clue about how much I'm worth. Marv, for the type of work you do, that like it's almost it's not stippling, but the type of detail he puts in his pieces, $50. You probably could get more. Type of time you put into your pages. I put a whole year into a page once because somebody
actually 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 years because
drawing feathers that look like leaves,
and somebody had the balls to tell me, and
somebody got self-conscious.
I'll tell you what happened.
Spend a week with a sketchbook drawing leaves and then drawing feathers so that you know the difference. Just move on. That's all. That's what you got to do.
It was at Grand Rapids Comic Con. I was unsuspecting of it. I had this person descended upon my artwork and said, "What are those leaves?"
This person asked for an opinion,
and it took me off of that book for 2 years. I was like, "What?" And but as a sop to my feelings, I went over to Jim Shooter, who I was prepared to have tear me apart, because I'm like, I'm already low, right? Might as well.
He said, "What are those ears?"
I was gonna let Jim Shooter finish me off, right? And he's like, "This is your work?" I'm like, "Hey, it's pretty good." So after that, I was on cloud 9 for the rest of the day. I'm like,
"That's a farmer's field, right? Those are corn cobs, correct?"
But a week. It took me a whole week. I'm like,
"That's a week."
Yeah, Jim Shooter said my artwork is good. Screw Randy.
What do I know?
But I did change the feathers just because of that. I was so self-conscious.
Jim was sick that weekend.
Yeah. Good morning, Max DeVille. Sarah says hello.
Sarah, hello.
Varian is just stating why you don't Pennsylvania from Michigan. Yeah, apparently, yeah. And Ryan Tavares says, "Good, happy to see you back." We thank you. Yeah, yeah. You piss people off from Michigan. Apparently, you get firearm missiles to the leg. So,
were we? We weren't talking about that on the air, were we?
Oh yeah, I mentioned it Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That my hospital record says that.
Oh, yeah.
It says that I got.
I thought we were talking about the governor still.
Okay. Says that I got a firearm missile to the leg. I'm like, what? I didn't get shot. But it was funny. My discharge paper say that I got shot. I didn't get shot. I had a bacterial infection. It was mixed in with my hydronitis suppurativa. It caused this massive inflammation in my leg and all these what they call ulcers and open lesion, cellulitis, all this stuff. I still can't walk. It was horrible. But
they have all these great technical terms for it, and then when they get to their actual paperwork, what do they say?
You got shot. And I'm like, I didn't get shot by who shot me.
It's a gunshot like missile impact or something like that.
And so it's funny. So I called the hospital.
I called use a more technical term next time.
I called the very floor I'm on. I'm like, hey guys, why does it say that I got shot? I didn't get shot. I came in for an infection. Oh yeah, I don't know why it says that. The nurse is laughing at me.
It looked like you got shot.
And she says, if you want, we'll tell everybody you got shot. If you want. And I'm like, I don't want to tell people I got shot. I don't. My insurance, the police, I don't want to tell anybody. Fix this. I felt like Mark Wade. Fix this now.
No. Wait a minute. That's that would be hang on just a second. I got it here. I got it right here. Fix this now. That would be.
Mark Wade's never going to come on this show, and
never going to in the first place.
And
like we can't even get Peter Cimetti to come on this show.
He says so they hang up, and I'm thinking like, well, then all of a sudden I started noticing these little things in my insurance. All of a sudden now, hey, call us. No, we're not covering that.
Call us now.
Yeah. So
if you can get to a phone alive, call us now. Yeah.
So I called a lawyer yesterday, and they told me that this particular lawyer only deals with injury in the hospital.
That's what you were.
Yeah. I'm like, I have been injured.
That's where it came from. Yes.
And but he told me I need to get on the phone with risk management. So if the hospital ever screws you over, call the hospital's risk management line. It might take you 3 or 4 times, but you're gonna have to crawl up somebody's ass there and tell them, hey, you guys got to fix this because I'm waiting for the sheriffs to knock on my door again. Hey,
they're actually hurting your health care.
Yeah.
By doing that and not changing it. And they need to change it immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. My doctor wrote a 5-page letter saying that I did not get shot.
Grant, we ain't coming to your house.
Yeah.
You're not getting any care from us. Jeez, you get shot.
It's like but you know what? If I was going to get shot, it'd be because of this show. You just saw the bitch who runs indie vote? Yeah. Pow. Oh.
I don't think there's any FBI informants here in the group. So
You're the son of a bitch who runs indie vote. I'll put a bullet in him.
Sarah says, looking and sounding good, Varian Grant.
Yeah. Randy, by the way, I listened back to a show, Indie Vote Live, I was on.
With or without medication. Is that the one where you're on the couch going
pretty much, yeah. I'm like, why did you guys kick me?
It's a drastic change because we're not going to kick you. You're the head of the company. You want to be on the air? You're on the air.
I felt like Bruce Wayne in the back of the conference room with legs up on just like what
after just meeting Bane.
Shouldn't someone say
Varian? Well, we've tried that a number of times, but you don't listen anyway. When we go, Varian, you might be medicated. Please talk anyway.
No, you gotta see this thing's penis. It's huge. You gotta check it out. That's what happens. Yeah. I'll put it up on screen. Check it out.
Let me tell you about a California water omelet. Yeah. By the way, everybody, we are TVMA DLSV. And we may have adult conversations here. We're not necessarily made for kids.
Stitch says, "Damn, my cover got blown. It was fun being here. I got to report to Langley." That is all fun and games. Your insurance company takes it seriously. Yeah, they took it very seriously, very quick.
Yeah, too quick.
You got shot? Oh, we'll fix you. The good thing about it, though, guys, I will tell you this. The good thing about it is that my email has been full of
your Facebook, and we've seen your wounds, sir.
Yeah. Record companies are contacting me about my CD. I got shot. I got street cred now, so that's good. That's good. Street cred is out. My album coming out December 5th. Check it out.
Take those rap lyrics out your pocket. Be
That's
safe.
right. Yeah. I'm not carrying rap lyrics. I'm not carrying them. That's how you. Yeah. Not carrying rap lyrics. I will only perform live. How about that?
Be writing about angel wings falling in the fall.
I'm gonna do a CD with Sarah McLachlan. No one will shoot me. No one. That's the dog lady, right?
I'll help you write those lyrics.
Yeah. So Randy, I also want to show this book. I know I showed you guys, but that's a pretty book from J.D. Calderon.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah. Now this is what I'm talking about. Like, I love shiny books, and
doesn't matter the quality as long as it's got a cover and it's shiny.
93. This has 1993. This is when comics were comics. Shiny covers, booties.
Shiny booties.
Yeah, shiny booties. And
everything a man would want.
Everything a man would want. And some ladies, don't get me wrong. I'm reading through. I want to read that because it was shiny, but he told me to start with the Chronicles of Oswald first, so I'll start with that. But yeah, that was I really like looking at those books, and
I doubt any of those characters cross over though.
Yeah, no. I doubt they cross over. But Randy, how come you don't have any shiny covers? What's up?
Never
Stumped.
just never that much into chromium. That's
What?
I don't remember. The only honestly, the only round circle template image style books that I had designed never quite got off the ground because the publisher's money dried up or whatever. So
I still think that you need a shiny cover.
I do.
Some
The wife keeps telling me all the time.
Russ, you got any shiny covers out there?
Yeah, I'm sure I have. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Okay. He's gonna come back.
Gotta bring out his Doctor Who collection, folks.
I told the story before, but
and embossed.
I own several copies of Clive Barker's Hyperkind book just because the cover's shiny.
Yeah. But have you tried to read those books?
No. Have you read? Did you read them? The Hyperkind?
No, the wife did though. The wife collected that entire line.
Did she? Did she like that?
I tried reading Barker's Books of Blood. I never much got past the first story, honestly.
I think they're in a box in the. I think it may be in a box in the attic.
Yeah.
I've got one with a. One with a hologram on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go. That counts.
It's like that's quality stuff.
I
I do have
a low cut top. There you go.
I do have something shiny with a frog on the front.
I do too, but I didn't do anything in it.
Yeah.
I kind of stared at it for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, this is this Mark Silvestri?
I don't think it's Silvestri. I think is that. Oh crap! I bought that book several times.
You pegged it. You were right.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah. It says that you don't think it was Mark Silvestri. You think it was crap.
No.
I think this is Mark Silvestri. Before he
Is
went
it?
crap. No, no. That man
crap?
is excellent. He's an excellent artist. I just can't draw like that, so that's why I'm upset about it.
Mark Silvestri, Mike Turner. If I could draw like those guys, I'd be halfway there.
Still be stuck 2.5 years on it.
Yeah.
No, it must be. Where's the
I'll tell you that's another book, Russ, that I buy every time I see it.
What's that?
That book there, any of the X-Men or Fatal Attraction storyline.
Oh yeah.
I'll be in the store and Fatal Attractions. How much is it? $2? I'll buy it. Just because. Plus, I want to buy them all up because I don't want people to remember the Wolverine guys. I imagine him stand shot. That was not right.
I was desperately trying to be Jim Lee back in 1995.
As was most anybody that was drawing during that.
Yeah.
Except for you, Randy.
I've always been a huge C.C. Beckman fan myself. That and Alex Toth, simplicity and everything. So
I realized that it wasn't to be. I went back to my roots and what I loved. I still love, Silvestri's work is wonderful. I still love Jim Lee, obviously, although Jim Lee has become almost a caricature of Jim Lee. It's so Jim Lee, and I kind of like the earlier work, but just fantastic stuff.
The chromium,
so much energy.
Swatted. What is that? Oh, Daphne said the chromium frog would get very swatted. Yeah. It's like having a copy of Mind Comp around here. You just let people act. They're like, "You've got what in your house? What? I don't have that book." Box set. What are you talking about? I don't look
Joe McPhee says page rates are overly subjective. You typically pay what you can afford based on your own fandom of their work.
That's right. So I'm gonna call Jim Lee and be like, Jim, I got $200 with your name on it. Finish the book.
Gotta be like Quesada and start tweeting pictures of your drawing board, going, "Hello, old friend."
That's what you say when you're facing having your job taken.
Glenn's got to run. Take care, Glenn.
See you later, Glenn.
always archived over on the YouTube channel and a few other places, so you can always listen to the program at your leisure. Says it's all fun and games until your insurance company takes it seriously. Yeah. She's talking about that frog book still. Stitch had his cover blown. Oxy-induced rants about Transformers fanfic porn. Yes, that's why suddenly Varian jumped off. So he didn't want to be reminded of that in his strange obsession over whoever it was. We were ahead of our time. Yes. Stinch says, no wonder Chicago racks up data on gunshot wounds en masse. There's too many non-layman infections. That's probably true. Len Ford says, only Chrome around here is Generation 1 Transformers.
I got that one.
Let's not go there. No. Non-layman named. Oh, Stitch. No, the Chromium Frog will get Varian swatted. Yes. Mm-hmm. Certain people in the past just finished reading the 100-page Joker 80th anniversary with Jim Lee's cover. Sorry, Glenn. We have, I feel for you. I really do.
Russ, you a Marvel fan?
Yeah, for my sins. Yeah.
Question for you. What I told Randy this morning, and I've been reading through some not old, but like a couple years, like 2 to 4 years ago, Marvel books that I've, when I started getting pissed, You
broke out your steel grip Starkey and his all-purpose power tool collection.
No, I didn't do that, but I didn't do that. But what I did do was I started reading New Iron Man, and I noticed.
Great.
I noticed that they had a storyline with the Iron Man and Mandarin and Mandarin's rings. Mandarin's rings are sentient.
What?
Yeah. They're sentient. His rings, he has 10 of them, and now they all of a sudden talk to each other. The rings, they communicate with each other.
They arguing with one another.
I think somebody's been reading Jim Starlin.
Hello, Freeze Ray. Hello, Gamma Ray. How are you today?
I think the problem is that there is a distinct lack of originality.
I was going to say, if there's a bad direction right now for Marvel to go in, they'll find it.
Yeah, I don't blame it all on the talent either. I think a lot of it is just bad leadership from the top, but simply because they're not interested in making comics anymore from the top.
Yeah, what's probably going to happen is that the rings of the 10 rings that the Mandarin wears in the movies are all going to be sentient as well.
Oh yeah, so that you can buy each one independently, or have special coloured ones in cereal packets. That's if we're allowed to eat cereal anymore.
Oh no, those
because it may give you the coof.
Yeah. Those are the ones that you have to buy. Have a little microchip in them that you walk through every once in a while.
Yeah, and they can keep track of you as well. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
You shouldn't play with that. You shouldn't play with that. You'll go blind.
It's just
What's my ring?
Oh dear.
I already have
Alexa. Worse than Alexa.
I already have a ring that controls me. Anyway,
I got one of those. Yeah.
Middle finger.
Long time ago.
It's called Yes Dear.
Yeah. Exactly.
But there's the rings are sentient, and they're flying around and they're finding people, and their mission is to kill Tony Stark,
just like a Green Lantern man.
Yeah. So all these people. So somebody gets freeze powers, someone gets fire powers, someone gets black powers, which is
black power,
which is they can create big voids of space.
Is that like Dark Star's powers? Remember that from the Champions?
Yeah.
It's Russian super soldiers.
Someone gets freeze powers. It's so the rings are all gone, and they're all going to all these different people. And now Malekith, the Dark Elf, is trying to get all the rings. Because the difference is too, you can just kill somebody and take the ring, or they can just give it to you.
Malekith, younger brother of Mephisto.
Is he?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. They just made him up. Nothing matters anymore. Nothing matters anymore. They just make whatever they want up.
It's all one big family of demons anyway.
Yeah. Okay, right. You're a brand new writer. You're in the room. What project we're gonna give you? We're gonna give you Iron Man. Okay. This is a man made of iron. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Off you go. Write a story. That's about us. That's what it feels like anyway when you're reading it. That's why I don't read it anymore.
Well, I remember a friend of mine made a joke. This is back in early 2003. He says, well, remember, Marvel's editorial memory only lasts 10 years. And I was like, okay, I didn't believe it, but
it's been a common acceptance in the comic circles that the readership only lasts for a year and a half, and then replaced by new readership.
Say that sounds more like the current Marvel memory.
1 year.
1 year.
90s.
Yeah. There's like every year something new comes out and changes everything that came before it.
That's why about every 5 or 6 years you get the same damn storyline goes retreating over.
Like it didn't happen.
Them kids didn't read that. These are younger kids. It's a whole different generation.
Or they'll redraw the book.
Or they would, yeah.
And why not at $50 a page?
Very poorly, I might.
Yeah. If you're only gonna pay $50 a page, redraw everything. Why not?
And then put a tribute in the back of the book about how great Dave Cockrum was.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
See, this is why Randy would be awesome if like they would redraw. I think I'm gonna redraw some of Randy's books. That's what I'm gonna do. No,
I've redrawn some of my books.
Yeah. But no, I know. I need to find somebody who can't draw. I don't know you can't draw.
There you go. I'll just get to work then.
Yeah, it'd be me. I'll do it. I'll just I can't draw. Did anyone get Austin Powers?
Austin Powers. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Behave.
Yeah.
That's one of the pinky rings.
Yeah. It's your mojo.
Oh, behave.
Behave.
Don't want to know what that shoots out.
Yeah.
Oh, Sherbert.
Yeah.
I'm sure the sound effect is poof.
Yeah. Stitch says Marvel and DC stomps out the creators. They can fill the playground with new toys. Yeah. It only seems to be interested in kit bashing, and they. It's a bad book.
What bashing? Kit bashing?
Yeah, when you take like a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of different stuff and put it together, and like, here it is. Which I have seen. Now I want to talk about something else. I don't know if he's watching. Luke Stone said something. It made me started me to think, and I've said it before too. But Luke, if you're watching, say something in the chat. I don't know if you're watching or if you are. He says he put out a tweet. He says, "You know what impresses me about indie creators and issue 2."
Yeah.
And I started thinking about that, and that's very true. There's a lot of people who got issue 1s, issue 1 redux, issue. I know someone who has 4 issue 1s. 4 of them. They were all different books.
That was telling me. Somebody was telling me they're on their 8th version of the first issue. Yeah.
If you check out Unstoppable Comics, I did some work for them. JD Rosario, he's a great guy. And those guys were doing diversity before Marvel thought it was a good idea. And he has now, I think he's just bringing out a trade paperback of the first 4 issues of Storm Chasers, which is like his main title. And he did do reduxes of them because he felt that they required doing. But that's the first 4, and then there's a second 4 because I finished issue 8 for him earlier in the year. So he's got a full set, and he's got other books as well that are running at 1 to 4 and 1 to 5. So there are people out there doing it, and you're right that it's impressive when you see it because you can see how much work goes into it.
Yeah,
it's not easy to put any book out, but following it up is harder, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think if I would have become a director, I probably would be the type of director to put out 1 movie every 3 years because I would be probably so burnt out after that first movie. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
It'd be like George Lucas and go through and re-edit and re-edit and re-edit.
Yeah, the thing about that, he's put out
Star Wars 5 times.
Yeah, and these last 3 movies were the first 3.
Each time he's put it out, it's been better than the last lot.
Yeah,
I have a distinct feeling that 7, 8, and 9 are going to have revisions here pretty soon too. So
Dreaded Dinosaur says, don't worry, there'll be a ton of new pro comics made with Adobe Comic Blast too.
Sorry, I watched that. Oh boy, are there a bunch of people going down the wrong street? Good Lord, what a pile of rubbish made by people who didn't investigate what they actually needed to make, or by people who don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry, that sounds very harsh of me, but I don't believe anybody on that project have made a comic or have spoken to anybody who makes a comic. They just made it up.
This sounds really funny. Tell me what you're talking about.
Comic Blast is a new piece of software from Adobe where it's effectively, you can make a comic. How easy is it to make a comic? So it kind of automates a whole bunch of stuff. There's a piece of animation in there that takes the current panel and animates it slightly for you, which is kind of interesting. But the rest of it is just poor. It's just awful. It's like, okay, here's the sketches, and now we'll just lay the inks down. So you don't have an inker. It just darkens or puts a style onto your pencils. And it's like, what?
I'll play the video.
Yeah, play the video. Yeah, because you'll just look at this and cringe.
Here we go, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right.
Hi, I'm Garima and I love reading comics.
No, you don't.
Let you in on a little secret. I have recently started designing one.
Designing a comic. Stop it there. So, who designs comics? Does anybody know who designs comics? I thought you wrote comics, drew comics, edited comics. I don't believe you design comics. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, this person obviously designs comics.
Obviously, they're a comic creator. Obviously.
No. Not
design. Yeah, they design comics. Yeah. I reckon she designs a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but she designs a lot of stuff.
Comic designer. That TV's too small to be hung up. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there.
Only 5 foot across.
Just wanted to put that out there. Get a bigger TV, then you can hang it up. All right, here we go.
Sorry.
Easy task. I have to write the script, plan the layout, draw the art, create speech bubbles, compose the lettering, and put them together. Panel by panel, one by one, page by page by page. There has to be a better way of doing this. Presenting Comic Blast, a fun and easy way to create pro comic books. Let's have a look. Scripts for comics typically follow a structure.
Hang on, that's what they call an oxymoron, isn't it?
I reckon this has actually just been released to the public, and Marvel have been using this for years.
Oh no, we bought it from Disney, and now we're making everybody at Marvel use this for years.
It's all part of Google, isn't it?
Adobe? No.
This is hideous.
Let's hope that never comes to pass. We'll never use it again. All right, here we go.
And Comic Blast powerful AI algorithms have been trained to analyze such scripts and identify components like panel, SFX text, dialogue, and speech bubbles. All I need to do is import the script and press this magic button. And voila, my entire comic book comes to life in a matter of seconds. Creating comic books just became 100 times.
Go back?
Yeah.
The magic button. There's a magic button in IT as well where people say, can I have a website? And they there's a button on the keyboard for that, isn't there?
There's a magic button.
You gonna make it back to the... Okay, here we go.
Now look, wait. Look, no, you can hold it.
Okay.
Look at that. How the lettering is set up, how the word balloons are set up, how the captions are set up. That's all wrong.
Yeah. Wait till you see at the end.
Look at all the spacing around the word balloon. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the illustration going to go?
There's no periods. There's no punctuation. Okay.
There's no punctuation.
It's not even centered right. My goodness.
No.
That's all right. Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching here. Let's see what she's...
Voila. My
Voila.
entire comic
at
book
that. Wow.
comes to life in a matter of seconds.
Inside the balloon. Wow.
Creating comic books just became 100 times faster. I can change the page layouts instantaneously while retaining all the components on the page. I can even adjust the space between two panels
Oh, that's cool.
or
Yeah, that is.
create new panels on the fly. I can even merge two speech bubbles into one by a simple drag and drop.
Wait a minute.
After
She's
all,
creating.
it never feels complete without that personal
Hmm? What'd you say, Randy?
I think that's the only thing she's created on the fly.
touch. To add the art, I simply import my hand-drawn sketch, which gets auto-traced instantaneously. I
And
can
everything
even
on
add
there
the
has been
art
traced as well.
using my
Badly.
favorite app, Fresco.
Wow. Yeah.
Comic Blast not only changes the way you design comics, it also reimagines how you consume them. For instance, CAN-based image synthesis enables me to assign morphing capabilities to the face of any character. So next time when reading a comic, I can add my own selfie to it. Ta-da!
Mm.
I
So-
can
so
even
now we
add
can go
a
and get-
branching narrative storyline format.
So much for style.
Yeah, so we can go and get 3D characters, trace them badly, okay, and then put our face on it so that we don't have to do any likenesses. So there's no artistic intention in this whatsoever. We aren't for kids, are we? We aren't for kids on this
Do
show.
you know how many Mary Sue characters about to get?
Yeah, yeah. So my professional opinion is fucking hideous. I'm sorry, but that is just it's awful.
Well,
Absolutely.
I think this is going to go the same route as Comic Sans.
Comic.
I said it serious.
Stitch says, "I dreaded dinosaur." Todd Klein lost his job right there.
I know what Daphne's saying this.
Dreaded dinosaur is magically shitty. Daphne says, "This is why some people don't take what we do seriously. We just need a magic button.
Yeah.
Magic button.
No more leather. No more letter. The AI does it."
Mm.
People will be able to point to this in like 6 months and go, "You use Comic Blast." Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Why hasn't anybody backed me on my campaign? Have you seen the pages? Good God.
Glenn says, Marvel using this for years. Ouch.
Yeah.
Probably truer than any of us realize.
I'm superimposing a pillow over that comic designer's face.
Top comment.
Yeah. You're right, Randy. This is a Comic Sans. This is Comic Sans as an app.
I don't know what Stinch said there. Stinch has absolutely nailed it.
So that Glenn says, "This is where I'm going wrong. I wonder if she has software for writing novels. Let's check this out."
I think it's out there. I think there's stuff like that.
And
Greg Land lost his job.
No,
Oh, dear.
and
still be there as long as he can adapt porn. It's all.
Yeah.
well, at least Daphne says, "Well, at least now if an artist gets uppity, you can tell them to get you can get the Adobe AI to replace them." Yeah.
See you later. There's no you know the guy you were talking about earlier. Just get rid of the artist. You don't have to pay anything. Just
It's-
I can see that the Twitter exchange now that's going to end. You're such an ass. I'm putting you on blast.
let's just check out the rest of the video. It's not that much.
Yeah.
longer.
No.
So, depending on which egg I choose, the story will progress accordingly. I bet I'm never going to get bored of reading the same comic ever again.
I've seen videos from Scott McCloud about doing comics on online that look like this. That have the little balloons floating with lines attached to them. Good on Scott. He probably had a hand in helping develop the software. Understanding Adobe Comics Blast. The new book. Anyway.
Not only this, Comic Blast enables you to add cool motion graphic and animation to your comic books. For instance, in this frame, I can add a simple animation and preview the effect. Wow. Let's add a complex animation of rotation and preview.
That'd be impressive if they could put that on a printed
Wonderful.
page.
Yeah.
In this frame here, let's add depth effect. Wow, it's an awesome parallax effect. Comic Blast, a fun and easy way to create pro comic books that are beautiful, personalized, interactive, animated, and did I mention 100 times faster? Well, it is.
Wow. You know, heaven forbid that this tool actually falls into the hands of somebody creative.
well, here's the problem.
Or I should have said, excuse me, I used the word tool. I was wrong. I'm sorry, toy. If this toy ever got into the hands of somebody creative, they might actually be able to create something.
First of all, it's Adobe, so it's going to crash like 9 times before you animate anything. We know this. This is Adobe we're talking about. I probably have it if it's a part of Adobe Suite. That sucks. So I'll definitely download it and check it out. Who knows what I'll do? I'll make some.
The other sad thing is now every Yahoo's going to do a crowdfunding campaign out there and be able to kick a book out in a month.
I think the problem you've got is exactly what you were saying. It's not creative people that are the problem. Yeah. I would imagine with that tool, there are all kinds of things you could do, especially with a digital comic rather than a printed one, where you could use some of the tools in there to really help you. But the primitive stuff. So, for instance, the way that it does lettering. A professional letterer or a letterer worth their salt would cry at the lettering in there. The way that
I cried at it just watching the video. I'm like,
the way that they just like threw inkers in the bin, as inkers are just tracings. They're not not a good inker anyway. They're not a tracer. Yep. Okay, so they've just thrown all those aspects in the bin. Also, the layout design. It's like, right, okay, well, so the layout has got nothing to do with the story, or is it completely integrated into the story? Because actually it's a halfway house and you're never quite sure until you make the page. Well, so letting an AI do it is just bonkers. So
completely forget about any type of page composition.
Yeah. So if you've got really creative people, they could potentially, I mean, I could see how you could do some things with that. But the problem is not that, is it? The problem is the millions of X Factor generation people who go, oh, I can make a comic now. And they absolutely flood the world, flood the internet with this awful rubbish.
Remember, they're not creating comics, they're designing them.
Yeah.
And I have to also say horribly colored.
Yes, terribly colored.
They showed there on that blasting. That was atrocious.
So that's not to put down anybody can make a comic. Comics are open-ended. They're for all people to approach and for all people to create. But if you make something as easy as that to generate a product, you're
encouraging not just the lack of creativity, but hardcore sterility.
Exactly. It lowers the standard for everybody. What happens is you want to heighten the standard so people try to get better and better and better. But if this thing does everything for you, what's the point?
Yeah.
Trico says, I know someone that will go from making a comic in 2 weeks to 4 days with this software. Trico, don't worry, you can't afford it. So here's
surprised if it's on the cloud. All you got to do is rent it for 2 months and boom, just keep the file.
No, you know what Adobe does? I didn't know this until recently. I signed up for Adobe Stock for our, banners and our thumbnails for the shows. And I was like, okay, I've given Adobe too much of my money. I'm going to cancel. And they were like, you can cancel for $200. You signed a contract. I'm like, I didn't sign a contract. I just subscribed. And they said, yeah, you subscribed for a year. Pay us the rest of our money, Grant. And I was like, no, okay, I'll stay on. I'll give you
those subscriptions.
Yeah, I'll stay on. So, here's the thing: we blame Microsoft, we blame Google. It was Adobe all along.
Yeah.
They would do us in. We never expected Adobe would do us in, but
on the sad thing is that the entire program was probably created by a talentless hack who was just looking for a cheap out. I want to do a graphic novel too. Oh, we need some software.
Yeah, instead of just the trouble is quality work, no matter what. It doesn't matter whether it's comic books or any industry. High quality requires effort, time, skill, knowledge, all these things. And this just says, oh, you don't need any of that. You just need this piece of software, and you can do anything. It's like, no, it's still not going to look like a Jim Lee comic at the end of the day.
And Stinch there is 100% correct. Right there. Now that Comic Blast is a thing, the market will be flooded with more terrible slice of life and autobiographic trite. Just soulless. Just like this video and app.
Nice. Yeah, that's it. That's it. He's selling it.
Dead on.
Wait a
minute.
minute,
That rates a bell.
Tool is the right word.
Got that right, Glenn. Yeah.
Joe Deaver says, tools like this take away from the art of each task that makes a great comic. There are techniques that goes into each phase, and tools can't always do that for you or teach that.
Creativity is right out the window. Just gone. On every aspect of creation, too, of sequential art, it's just gone.
Yeah, because you can see that people that use this will probably trace every image they have.
Yeah.
They won't create any images.
Well, what happens if you stick a photograph in there and it automatically inks it? You're going to end up with a drawing anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but that's why that's when you see sterility in a comic. That's
Hardcore
the whole point.
sterility has me last Tuesday when the Don on the stilettos.
Jared Danielson says, I wish I owned Adobe stock so I could sell it over this. Well, Comic Blast, I finally had the high ground and charge $80.
Oh, yeah.
And Daphne says, you mean the world doesn't need more pastel depression comics?
Oh, there's going to be a swathe of those. God.
Daphne Leitch, please. No, please.
Yeah. On the plus side, I think it's always difficult when there's a sea of people to try and put your hand above. Wait
a minute.
Yeah. To get to have your voice heard, for people to get eyes on your product. But on the plus side, you've got to trust the market.
Yeah.
And you've got to trust that people will look at quality. They won't buy that rubbish. So
I'm telling you right now, that app,
Scholastic's love it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be inundated with some
page layout and the size of that lettering. Perfect.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of comic professionals out here. I'm a comic professional. I've been creating books for 2 months.
Yeah.
check out these 8 issues I got.
2 months, yeah.
And then again, that also requires somebody to write out a script. Good luck.
But it just transports the script. Now, watch, someone will have a script writing. Just give us your characters. We'll do a script with them.
I'm not afraid to use it.
I think something that was obvious in that video as well is the amount of they tried to make it look quick and easy, but it's like, well, somebody wrote that script, and even though those pictures were all traced, somebody sat down and had to trace them all out and work them so that they were at least associated. There must be some kind of coding naming convention that allows you to associate an image with a part of the script. It isn't just going to go there and get it on its own. It needs to know. So there was a huge amount of work done prior to that video, which is all the kind of work that you should be doing if you're producing a comic in the normal way, just without the tracing.
Chad is getting mad caddy.
So it's like it's a bit of a misnomer anyway. It's not going to make anything quicker. It's just going to make it easier for people who can't do it.
Yeah,
see what I mean?
Right. Adobe called. They're looking for a sponsor.
Yeah, I'd be like, Comic Blast, make that design. your
design.
favorite comic today.
Comic Blast is our hero.
Trico says McIntyre just fired the entire art department. Wait.
Your new source point direction, won't it?
Everybody's fired. Marvel's going to fire everybody. The click rate of minstrel parody comic books is going to skyrocket.
Already been fired. It just hasn't hit the news yet.
Yeah.
It's true.
This is definitely a type of program the design house will get and demand 10 years experience on it.
This does explain, though. It does explain why DC is going in digital and YA directions.
Yeah.
Glenn. I was going to say that. I'm glad you said it. I think the woman
rang me last week telling me I had 10 million USD waiting for me if I just give her my bank details. Yeah.
I was gonna say it, but I felt it was. I keep my mouth shut because.
Familiar to you?
Yeah. Hello, sir. Thank you for calling.
Imagine getting to art school, going to art school for years and getting an internship and using this app. Yeah.
Awful.
Don Silvestri says the only creativity on that video and program was conning people into buying the program.
Yeah, I understand that you can get that program. All you have to do is go to your local Target and get some gift cards and send her the codes, and she'll see your program. So.
Stop it.
I'm gonna get some email about that one. I'm gonna get an email about that one.
I thought Manga Studio was bad.
People use Clip Studio or Manga Studio. People use it, but
I tried Manga Studio.
Associated with that,
I tried Manga Studio a while ago, and every line I did turned up. It was a vector line, and I didn't like it at all, so I just got rid of it. But I use Clip Studio now instead of Photoshop because the brushes are all pixelated. So they feel so I use a screen and it feels like using a brush or a pencil on the screen without the obviously the nitty gritty, without the real
pixelation.
Without the feedback that you get from drawing on pen or paper or whatever. But other than that, it's not bad at all. I mean, it's increased my speed quite a bit because obviously dog doesn't eat. You don't drop your coffee on it. You don't have to photocopy things and then put it on a light box. So say if you draw something for a panel and it's like, that's great, that's perfect, but it's, 2 times too big and I want it to fit in my panel. Then you go and photocopy it on the photocopy machine, you bring it back, you put it on your light box, and then you carry on with your pencils. So that is now layers and just resizing things. So that it is good. It works. It's great. But obviously you don't have a piece of artwork at the end. So that's why I've done a mixture of traditional and digital artwork for my book, so that I can get I can actually get those pieces sold to people. I think it depends on how you approach the product, how you approach the tool. I definitely see it just as a tool, so I try to use it as much like my traditional tools as I can, so I don't zoom in too far, apart from the screen restrictions and that kind of stuff. So I keep it at a size that I would be drawing at, if I was drawing in the real world.
Should we write? And now, I bought a tablet. As a matter of fact, I bought Dreaded Dinosaur's old tablet. It's a portable tablet. Windows Surface, yeah. And he turned me onto some paper, a screen that goes on top, a little film that helps me, like it feels like paper when I draw on it, which is like really cool. Nice. It gave me this paper-like feel. And my problem is that when I erase, because I can flip the pen and erase, I throw on the paper on the screen. I'm used to having eraser dust. I do it in public. Hope no one sees me. Then like, you see that guy?
I go out and do a commission, so I'll sit and draw on my tablet, on my art box, and I'll sit on the light box and I'll be drawing away, and I'll look for the Control Z, or I'll look for the save button. But there's no save button there because I'm drawing on a real piece of paper.
Yeah. Rand, did you want to open the chat up to coming in and talking, or anybody want to?
Yeah, I was going to call up Russ's project here.
Okay, go ahead, and then we'll do that. I'll open up the chat
for it. I'm not. being very successful in finding it.
What, on Indiegogo?
He's probably looking on. Never mind. I'm gonna make sure.
GoFundMe, come on.
I've learned through my hospitalization to keep my mouth shut, or else I'll get shot again.
There it is. Let me share that.
I don't think I take another bullet. I don't think. I'll read this. I'll read these clips though. These quotes
in that direction, Barry.
Daphne says, worse, imagine going to art school for years and not getting an internship because the manager's non-artist cousin uses that program. Yeah, that one. Stitch says, millennials and Gen Z are getting blamed for killing the mayonnaise, diamond, and napkin industries. Comics shouldn't be among those dogs in the back of the shed under the lead ender. And here's the problem, too. Also, cereal. Millennials aren't eating cereal because it's too messy to clean up.
Where did you read
that was on Fox News. They aren't eating cereal. Millennials don't like cereal. So if you sons of you know what destroy my peanut butter Captain Crunch, we're gonna have a problem.
We have the link in the chat if you want to jump in.
I use Clip Studio, says John Celestri, to upload my pencil and paper drawings to color and letter my pages. Daphne says, I couldn't get in the Clip Studio Paint. It's not a bad program. It's just I don't have the time to invest in the learning curve when I know how to do everything by hand already. Yeah. And we open the link to join is in the chat. So if you want to come in, let me see here. I'll make sure that it's there too.
The link is in the chat.
Yeah,
Anybody
links in the chat. So if you want to come in, see Stitch is here. We're going to add Stitch. Stitch.
Hey, fogies.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nothing much.
He's
Enjoying the show so far.
Hey, you like that program?
Oh yeah. I mean, if I can contribute, yeah. Sorry, tongue twister. If I can contribute, it all gets better.
That program is with that the app program
Oh no! Are you kidding me? I'm gonna take that up the ass. I'm gonna let it blast me.
Comic Blast.
Blast. Sounds like a bad cream pie movie. To be honest.
It's one of those things that like I think we all knew it was coming. I didn't expect to see it. Yeah, there we go. But we didn't expect to see it this soon. And 2020, man, 2020. Let's keep.
I didn't expect to see it so badly researched. I expected to see a better product when it did turn up.
It's like every step along the way, you're like going, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Look at that! It's that shit. Are you kidding me?
Seriously, yeah."
Like looking back to earlier in the conversation, what you mentioned about the creative people that can use the tool for benefit. Like, I know that Dave Gibbons had been dabbling with that technology for a while, so he might be doing it or be fully backing it because he wants to like create comics with those like flashy animations and all that stuff.
I'm telling you, you guys, there's gonna be a lawsuit in like 2 years. Did you use Comic Blast?
A lawsuit.
They didn't make your comic shitty and kill your company.
You guys are welcome for the really great segment.
Yeah.
Hey, Badger.
Joined by Eric Dreaded Dinosaur.
Yeah. I had heard about it yesterday, but I read what it was and I didn't see the video. So I thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. It was.
I watched the video yesterday. I've been pissed about it ever since. And it's just, like, been grinding on me.
Definitely a jam.
Eric sitting around the house, Comic Blast. I got a blast for him.
Daphne says way too many people don't know the joy of splattering ink all over an almost finished comic page, and it shows.
Yeah.
It removes the fun of
animation on South Park was soulless and terrible. But after a while, they found their charm.
This will not find any charm. There will be a few people who can use it well. Okay, who would produce good comics anyway.
Yeah.
and then there will be a whole bunch of people who don't really want to produce comics.
I would say the majority.
It's just another medium. It's just another outlet. Oh, it's just a comic. Just this, just that.
Yeah.
And they will produce horrible stuff. And that's why I'm saying I'm not focusing on people who haven't necessarily had a lot of experience or want to just jump into comics. You know, if that's what they want to do, it's open for everyone. Everyone should be able to make comics and create them at whatever level they want to do it, and they should never be, dumped on for that. But that's not what this is about. This is giving people. This is effectively saying this program means that it doesn't matter whether you love comics or not, or whether you want to do them or not. You can just make them because they're throwaway. That's what this is.
Yeah. I haven't screamed this much at a screen since I watched House Hunters. That's the only time I scream at the screen this much. Jesus Christ!
Daphne didn't even click the link. She just willed away onto it.
Yeah, she just wheeled her way into the chat.
I mean, it's like really, it's like yes, I can't even begin to express my rage against this Adobe program. I swear to God.
We'll have to set a hashtag like thanks Adobe.
For real. I mean, it's like, this is why nobody takes what we do seriously.
Exactly.
It's like that, they can dump, they can do something like this in this stupid program, put it on Kickstarter, and then wonder why they're not making 10 grand on it, or worse, they're making 10 grand on it.
No, I don't think the magic button.
Just the magic button. That's it.
The one thing,
magic button.
The one thing I trust in this is the market. People won't buy it. People won't buy dross. They won't buy crap. There's always going to be somebody with a few friends.
You have more faith than I do.
Explain Marvel for the last 4 years.
Yeah, well, I think the comic shops are buying that, not people. Yeah. There's always going to be a few people that buy stuff off their friends or a particular group of people. You're always going to get that, but it's not going to be something that's long term. It's not going to be something that can be sustainable. But you can't make people. Your average person who would like to buy a decent comic are not going to buy that. They're not going to buy stuff made like that.
Right. Like I said, you have more faith than I do, but I mean, it's like it's bad enough that like one of the art trends that drive me crazy is people praising people for drawing like ultra realistically, and it's like, okay, great, you can render, great. It's like, what else can you do with that? I mean, and this is just like I've seen like look at it. This topic is so enraged me. I can barely find my words. I can't English good today.
You know Daphne's upset because she didn't take her glasses off.
No.
No one knew Daphne wore glasses until
I didn't have time to put my contacts on. It's like, screw it. You get the glasses today.
And screaming at the computer so much. I gotta get on.
Yeah.
John, what's your take?
John.
I got to say, I mean, I remember back at New York Institute of Technology. This goes back to 1975 when they were just starting and creating stuff for computer animation, and that out of that came Photoshop and whatnot. And we remember we would be playing around and saying, "Hey, we should just have Popeye. We'll grab a microphone and just tell the cartoon character, I want you to walk in here, from stage left. I want to pick up a spinach and then just pop it and then you eat it and there's
What's the point?
This is color form. This is comics by color forms.
No, and it's like really, and it's like,
problem is young kids don't know what color forms were.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
I have
as an old guy here, John wins the hot take.
Yeah.
Of the day. That's
I mean,
great.
a friend of mine who worked at an advertising firm, and this was just when they started doing, I guess, like 3D type of visuals, like on camera and whatnot. And he literally had people, and this is the thing, this is like people who have no idea of technology trying to make decisions about new technology. And he was using a photo And they asked him if he could turn the photo to see to show what was on the other side of the wall. And he's like going, that's not how this works. You have to take a photo of the other side of the wall first and then manipulate. Oh, but I thought you could just, turn it, just turn the photo. And it's like, oh my God. Now we're going to get a comic book version of this.
Yeah.
Well, it's always to dumb it down to the least creative aspect. So the person being given the job just only needs minimum wage.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what this is all for.
The size of it.
Yep. This is exactly what this is all for.
Well, now somebody like Eric, you've pretty much switched almost to 80% digital.
A little bit more than that. I mean, I still do traditional sketches and stuff for people, but for production art, I mean, you got to go digital eventually to get into production, get something done, and get it out the door.
So you could maybe use this tool for good.
Well, that's the word, tool. This is just a tool. You don't ask a hammer to build a house.
Check some bean counter somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But it has a magic button.
Yeah, it has the hammer builds the house.
Clip Studio is a tool.
Yeah.
This is a toy. The magic button makes this a toy.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that we're going to be able to see whether or not is because the first thing people are going to chance out on is the lettering. Because people who don't do lettering professionally are the first ones who aren't going to see why what we saw on the screen is terrible.
Yeah.
And you're going to see that same cookie cutter looking Comic Sans-ish garbage. Be like, you used Comic Blast to make this, did you? How'd you know? Well, I'm not buying it.
Look, I remember when Whiz Bang came out, and it's like, it's like at the time that was unless you knew how to do lettering by hand, Whiz Bang was like a godsend. But what's funny is that now people look at my previous comics and go, oh, you used Whiz Bang. It's like, yes, it was a tool at the time. I could use it. Now it's like I'm a little bit more sophisticated with it. But,
I still like Whiz Bang.
Ralph says it kind of reminds me of the later 80s when everyone started publishing and flooded the market with inferior product and helped crash the market back then.
Yeah.
And Glenn says it's a red herring. It's not to take our minds off COVID.
Might as well just call this COVID comic creator.
Yeah.
With lettering and I'm sorry, you're reading.
Oh no, Stitch who's in the chat says those that have seen a Xerox machine got comic seniority pass. And Ralph says you have to hope eventually the cream will rise to the top. Find that cream will get harder and harder with an overload of comic potential.
Yeah, because it depends on who gets pushed. I mean, because there are people who don't deserve to get pushed who do, and that's just as infuriating too. And this is only going to make it easier.
I think, in all fairness, the people that will most likely use a tool like this would probably get very bored with it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. Can I jump on that?
I hope.
Sure. Can I jump on that? That we've been talking about it like being a toy.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we got this sophisticated morphing technology with the faces onto the comics panels and you can take selfies, think of all the dick pics that you could blast in the comic panels. I mean, people will inevitably be doing this just for the hell of it.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's going to be like
this is going to be a toy, magic button, dick pictures.
It's like they're going to, but hopefully they get bored with that too. Because what? It's like drawing a porno comic is a lot harder too.
Giggity.
They will do things. They will do these videos. These comics are gonna get really, really. I'm talking about. I won't say the name of the comic, but Axis bad. They're gonna get bad. And quiet, Lola. And she's laughing at me. I'm saying they're gonna get a Project Axis bad. These books are gonna get like people are gonna start dragging in photos, doing morphing, then doing little ink magic. Oh, it's gonna be horrible.
Oh no! Years ago,
I can't wait. I'm kind of excited.
Oh my god! There was this dude.
Just
we were at a convention
rampant
with
narcissism that's about to happen.
I mean, but the thing is, though, this is this is the difference between a professional and people who are just seeing this as a way to get over. We were at a convention. This was years ago, and we were sitting across from a dude who did his comics in Photoshop. And what he did was he took photos and then he would run it through a couple of filters and then, and then print it out as a comic. And he had prints that he did the same way. And what he would do is that he would take stills from like movies or whatnot, run it through a filter, and then sell it as his own work. And the funniest thing was seeing people calling him out on that the entire weekend. They were like, and they were like saying, oh, but you didn't draw this. Oh, but I made it. It's like, yeah, but you didn't draw it. It's like, so what are you drawing? It's like, oh, but I made it. It's my comic. But at the same time, he would say how he couldn't sell his prints online because he kept getting cease and desists from all these studios. Because in the end, all he was doing was running stuff through a Photoshop filter. Yet he was at this comic book convention trying to make out like he was one of us. And and me and my sister were like goofing on him the entire weekend because of that. Because it's like, no, you are not one of us. You will never be one of us.
I know a young lady who does that. But she's cute and redhead and wears mini skirts to the con, so I forgive her. It's totally okay. It's totally okay. She can do whatever she wants.
I'm just hoping that when we get back to cons, I'm just hoping that when we get back to cons, a lot of those types of people have been put out of business by this COVID stuff.
Yeah.
They went and got their management job at Burger King or whatever, and they're not coming back. I just hope that's the case.
So. That is one thing I don't miss seeing.
That program it's just going to reinvigorate Vanity Press, because there was an effort where in the old days, Vanity Press was we had somebody else print it for you, because you couldn't do anything, but to do self-publishing became just moved away from Vanity Press. It developed out of that because you had to do everything. And in fact, if in the publishing world, authors now have to use their anything that we get from the publisher. Authors have to get from the publishers any advance they have to use for their own promo. They have to bring in their own editing. They have to do everything. And all the publisher is doing is printing the books and maybe distributing it a little bit, but it's only going to be on the shelf for 4 weeks. So, self-publishing, you really have to be a small publisher now, self-publishing. This is going to be Vanity Press because it's nothing. Because all they got to do is just, everybody's just going to do all this stuff and then throw it up on Kickstarter or on Indiegogo, and it's going to flood. But hopefully, if those of us who are still living and breathing can just say, well, raise our clenched fist with whatever pencil you have or marker or what have you, and just be something different, because it's all going to look the same, and you're going to show, and we're going to stand out because of that.
Right.
Until they add a style. They'll add a style little program. They're like, you want to draw like Russ? Okay, here's the Russ leash filter.
Oh, that I think is going to take a little bit. They've been trying to do technology to do that for a while, and I think that type of AI is way too out there.
5 years away.
I won't be here when that happens.
No, it's about 5 years away, because machine learning has gotten so good at doing its job now, and we're just going to hit the throttle and go overdrive on all of this stuff.
It's going to be like, make all the mistakes Varian makes when he's drawing. It's going to be the same program.
It's going to be like speech to text.
Yeah.
Because it'll have you do some exercises, and it will learn what you can do, and then it'll just mimic it for you, just like speech to text.
And still get it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you have, as with all of these things, there will always be a market for someone who says, I don't use those tools.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
There's always going to be that market where people say, "Well, I don't do what those things. I'm different. I go my own way. Or I'm a traditional artist, or whatever."
Yeah.
And there is always a market for that, and people
We're gonna
will
have to put
seek it out.
disclaimers out.
now,
Joe McPhee says programs like this makes progress more cumbersome. Cheat sheet like programs, this does not make production any easier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you put the comment that I put up before I raged myself onto the show, is that like I don't use Clip Studio Paint. Like I tried using it, but the learning curve on it was just like way too much for me to bother with. It's like I know how to do everything by hand already. I already know how to do this in Photoshop already. Why do I have to waste my time learning a new program to do the exact same thing I already know how to do?
Yep.
So I didn't. So in the end, I don't use it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather get my hands dirty. I mean, it's like if you saw that Randy, if you saw that picture I posted up yesterday on the IndieVolt forum, it's like you just see my hand just completely covered with ink, and it's like, you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way.
Now, Eric, and I know that everybody who does like digital, one of the problems that I laugh at is that like Eric will go to a con. And someone say, "Did you draw this by hand?" Eric's like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Well, I draw it digitally." Oh, so you had a computer help. So now
that's not fair either.
Yeah. Now with this, it's going to get worse. Did Comics Blast help you? You use Comics Blast. I use Comics Blast. There's going to be so many Comics Blast professionals out here. It's going to be epic. I cannot.
Oh, no. See, that's another oxymoron you just said there. Comics Blast professionals. That's
not
happening.
Not for nothing. Not for nothing.
Toy with a magic button.
Well, I can see some professionals like tooling with it, and trying to like, I guess like kind of like backwards, like do something like try to use the program in a different way, kind of like how when synthesizers came out, like everybody thought, oh, musicians don't have to do anything anymore, and David Bowie was playing around with it, and he said that he was more fascinated by the crackles and the by it not working correctly than he was by what the actual synthesizer could do. So I kind of see the same thing with professionals like tooling around with it, trying to say it's like, okay, this is kind of like a crappy program, but it has to be able to do something.
I thought the page layout was cool.
So I see that. But the thing is, though, I see way too many more people going, oh, I can make comics. Yay. It's like, let me write about my depression. Again.
They're already doing that.
No, get out of here. No.
Let me write a story about a dying dog. Let me do that.
I played a video game about a dying dog called Goodbye Puppy last night, and I'm never again ruined my whole night.
I have enough problems.
Like, you guys are making depression games now. They got depression rap. Listen.
I can't stand it.
I know I said something about rap earlier, but I need you to understand something. Rap should not be about depression. Rap is about rap is about
no.
Traditionally, it's been about money, hoes, and guns. Okay, and when you start talking about your feelings now, I'm like, what is he talking about? What you got feelings?
I mean, isn't that R&B? Isn't that the whole point of R&B?
No. It's called conscious rap.
Ouch. He's supposed to be reaching out, grabbing the sky. That's how you do in R&B. You reach out and grab the air when you sing in the rain with your shirt open.
Right, yeah.
These rappers now are talking about their feelings. And that's what we're getting. We're getting it in video games. We're getting it in comics. Interesting, nobody on this panel is for the app, and I can't find anybody who's for it. But I'll tell you this, I did like the panel design thing.
Right, okay.
I thought that was a fair defense.
That's in Clip Studio, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, again, if you want to use a program to, like me, I just take a Sharpie. You're like, oh, there.
I'm definitely halfway in and halfway out. I don't use anywhere near the amount of tools in Clip Studio that there is.
Right.
I'm using it as a way of speeding up my art. It's as simple as that. It's just a speed thing. So I get them more down quicker. But I think that's some of that is just me being a bit boomerish, I think.
Well, in the long run, it's still going to take a level of creativity, even if it stays a toy with a magic button, to be able to use it creatively.
Right.
See, that's why I'm not for or against it.
Script. Yeah.
This is why I'm not for nor against it, because it's a utility tool. It's meant for. It's meant to be like streamlining, but it won't be the full. It won't be like the full on like scripted mode that it was all published on the video. Not by a long stretch.
I think you're going to see a huge amount of crap come out in its wake.
I think it's going to take quite a few versions of Comic Blast to get to actually become anything close to a tool. Right now, it's a toy.
Right.
You know what we're going to see? We're going to see somebody's going to be at a show. I don't have a book. I have a book. But someone's going to be at a show. I do have a book. I'm not going to put that up. Someone's going to have a book, and they're going to be like, this is my comic book. I made it with Comics Blast. And if you want to order one, go to my site at wix.com/. There, I said it.
That's the new. Yeah, that's going to be like the new influencer thing. That's what we're going to see on Instagram.
It's going to be the new digital comics tool. I can see that happening, especially with the little animation.
I want to say this to the audience out there listening in the entire universe. The first person I see at a comic book convention walking down Artist Alley with a sign that says Comic Blast comics aren't pro comics, I'm giving that person $20.
And make that sound quickly, Lola. Get me a signboard.
Damn, that's a whole page.
I'm going to be the opposite. I'm going to be at the next convention. I'm going to be carrying around a pillow, and anybody who says that, oh yeah, I made this comic myself in Comics Blast, I'm going to smother them with it.
Oh geez, now this is going to be a lifetime, a channel movie. Female cartoonist goes crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to be the pillow smothering serial killer.
What you have in common? They've all been using Comics Blast. It is a program that I imagine I may have it already because I don't know if it's in my
you probably
in my
do
suite,
if you have the subscription.
Yeah. So I will play with it and I will get back to you guys about how it works. Jim O'Reilly. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
I want to get on the show over and over again. We just never can make the time. I'm going to kidnap him. That's what I'm going to do.
Hello.
And by the way,
we're all doing illegal stuff right now anyway, so might as well add kidnapping to the list.
Glenn Fleming says it sounds like a Tintin story, The Search for the Magic Button.
Oh, that's that's another story.
That's another story. That's what she said.
It should be like Staples, the easy button. You push it and just. Hey,
that was easy.
That's a comic.
I think way too many people really don't have an actual real appreciation for the tedium that goes into making comic shows. It's like a lot of people just like they just think it's like, oh, this computer does it. Oh, you don't really. It's like, nah. You don't know what it's like to slave over layouts for a week because you just can't seem to get the timing right. You don't know what it's like to be inking a page and then spilling ink all over it just when you're about to finish and it shows.
I do. That's why I'm digital.
That's why I use pencil.
Way too many people have no respect for the medium, and it's infuriating.
That's true.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. I'm doing a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still not out the woods yet, but I'm up and I'm on camera and I can walk a bit. I got my cane, which is over here.
Terrific.
I got a cane. Yeah. I got a walker. It's awesome.
You're ready to go back to the restaurant.
Yeah. I can pick myself up now, and still some things I can't do, but mobility in my arms is getting back. Look, I can do that now.
Varian, what's our radio number?
Radio number right now, Randy, is, hold on 1 second. I will pull it up.
Want to say how much we appreciate everybody listening on Indie Vault Radio. We haven't mentioned you the whole show, but
47,823 people listening who don't want to check out Adobe Comic Blast now. So we've
done our job.
Yeah, they're like anti-sponsors now. We're just
Suddenly we'll get yanked off of YouTube.
Wow. Is that a thing? Can we just like crap on a product until they pay us not to?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Uh-huh.
We'll just call with like really heavy Italian accents. Nice program you got there. Be a shame we were to shit on it.
Right.
It should have been. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I do want to say during the video, Russ's commentary was absolutely brilliant.
Oh my God.
Had me in tears. It's like everything I wanted to come on and say right away. He's like, oh, I don't need to come on
ears
now.
were burning.
We're on the
My
same
ears were
wavelength.
burning.
I love comics. No, you don't. I love reading comics. No, you don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, really, everything about that video was just like, oh.
She's they're gonna rethink that video. They need to rethink it.
Did you guys cover Russ's project thoroughly? Because I missed that bit transitioning over here.
I'm gonna let them do it. John, you want to say something real quick?
Oh, pardon?
Oh, you about to say something? I thought you were about to say something.
No, I was just, I was just doing my Italian Brooklyn accent. That's all. Hey.
And Mike Oden is joining us. I'm gonna step out real quick. Randy, you want to bring up? I'm gonna bring up what's his project? Here you go.
What's his project?
Only Death Can Save Us. I'm gonna step out and tell you right back.
Tell us about it.
Not made with Adobe AI.
No, definitely not. I got this funded, which I was really, really pleased about. Obviously, very humbled by the backers and by people like yourselves helping me share the project. And I'm up to 149. I would love to see that get to 150, obviously, but I'd really like to hit the stretch goals. I've got about 10 days left. It ends on the 31st or the 1st, something like that. I can't remember
you
exactly.
have 10 days left.
Yeah. So so it ends on the 1st of November, I think.
Yeah.
So I've got 10 days left, and I'd love to get those stretch goals out because I really want to get those to people. I'm almost there. I'm only a few pages left of inking, and then I'm onto the colours. Looking at early December now, I think, for a print date.
Cool.
This looks tremendous.
Tell us about.
Thank you. The book is heavily influenced by the Bronze Age, so we're talking 60s and 70s art with some 90s thrown in. These were the times up to the 90s where I was most influenced by comics. There's big nods in the ink to Joe Sinnott. I loved his lines, but to a lot of the artists from that time, Buscema, Stalin, Ditko, all of them. They all funneled into what I love, and the story is kind of more akin to somewhere between Kirby and Stalin, Cosmic Cube and the Eternals and all that kind of stuff, sort of seeping into the structure of the universe and reality. So it's got elements of that in it, but on its face, it's a good action flick, as it were. It's fun. There's lots of action in it. It's bright. I wanted to go with retro colors and give it a simple look, and it's starting to turn out okay.
It's just okay.
Just okay. Anybody out there just listening in, this is the kind of product that when you look at, you're going to have to buy in just because of the look of the book, let alone what the book is about. That's Only Death Can Save Us over on Indiegogo. Take a look. Take a look and help Russ out. This is, like I said, one of those products that you just want to read. It's the minute that you see it, especially that cover. Look at that cover.
Thanks. As over on the website as well, something that I have had, which has totally humbled me, is fan art. People producing illustrations of Dee and Chrissy, who are the two main characters, and that's just fantastic to be able to put that up on the website.
Russ, you may now refer to me as contribution ID 182.
Oh, mate, thank you.
Yeah, I'm
beautiful looking work. I can't wait to read
Thank you. That's 150
products we can't recommend enough.
So what I want to do is I really want to make it a 4-book arc. And it obviously depends on how the second book is received, because so far I've had a great reception. It's enough to get me to go do the second book. It's a rounded story, so it's episodic in its content, which means that you can read each book individually if you want to, or take in the whole story. I did this new trailer and I actually got some voice talent from Fiverr to voice over the first 3 pages, so I was quite pleased about that.
Yeah, let's go.
Only Death Can Save Us over on Indiegogo, and I seem to be buffering. Look at that.
Yeah, there's a lot of us in the room now.
Yeah.
That's a little small, Randy.
It zooms in. It comes forward. You probably need to go and see it. But
I do like that book. I've looked at the trailer. I will back it. I like to make you sweat a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know.
And I'm like, I wait till like the last hour. I'm like, okay.
You haven't backed this yet?
No. I'm like, I predicted Russ has sweated enough. Here I come. I'm gonna order a bunch and make them pay expensive shipping and handling. I'm gonna figure out a way to screw them on shipping and handling. No, it's Great British pounds, and that is a bit more in our falling American dollar.
Yeah, I when I hit the button, that was for £20, and at the time it was $25, which is what I wanted to market it at. But unfortunately, the exchange rate made it 26, sometimes 27. So the next book, I aim to make sure that I hit underneath $25. I want to make it accessible as possible.
Could be worse. I could be Canadian. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or Australian.
Yeah, no, Australian really.
Yeah.
Cost me $60 just to send stuff to Australia. So
yeah,
the postage isn't too bad.
We shipped out three books internationally for the Roddy Piper campaign. I was actually surprised. Media mail to Australia was $27. I was expecting it to be like 34, 44 or something like that. So
I guess it depends on the weight and the size.
I'm just terrified they'll open my comic and be like, nope. And from what I understand, they open your book, if media mail, and they decide it's not what's the word? I'm losing words.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not a book. They'll send it back. Yeah.
Well, I understand they don't send it back. I understand they just trash it. Toss it aside now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing, you see, the funny thing is, like, I've asked my mail person over and over again and always got different answers. Yeah. And the most recent answer that I got was that as long as your book, like, I guess like the whole thing with media mail is that it can't have advertising in it. Mm-hmm. But if you're like internally advertising, that doesn't count. So yeah, so that's what they told me. So it's not like if a Marvel comic couldn't be sent media mail because they have like, I don't know, advertising like
for yogurt
or something. But if you just have like your own, like, oh, I'm also an ad for like one of your other books, then that should be okay. I mean, I've never had a problem with media mail. Although make sure that your package doesn't look like there's anything else in there other than a book. Yeah. So that's I've never had a problem as long as it looks like a book and feels like a book. I don't think they bother.
Well, I think it's from where you it's the post office actual station yourself that you have to deal with, right? Mm-hmm. Because I've not had any problems with either one of the Kickstarter or Indiegogos from last year.
Right.
And I was, I used media mail for the book and the drawing that went in with it. So there was nobody had any problems.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm using them.
Yeah, I've never really had it. I mean, granted, my post office I have to be really careful with because there's this one anal retentive guy who's always looking for clues about suspicious mail. So I always got to package everything to try to like go around him. But I don't think it's an overall mail thing.
Well, everybody's suspicious in New York, so what the heck?
Because I had one package that I was sending out media mail and I had accidentally written like something comic on the package. It was like, wait, you can't send a comic media mail. Is this comic inside? Why does it say comic here? And it's like, oh my God, calm down, bro. And I just took a Sharpie and crossed it out, and it's like I was able, but it's like ever since then, it's like I've always been really careful. Like, don't write anything on the package. This guy is gonna freak.
Yeah. Let me Stitch. I see you sharing your screen. Can you put that up real quick?
Yeah, sure. Fleming says great pages, Russ.
Thank you.
Heather Tucker says, "Hey everyone, hey." No, you can't just design a comic through an app. Magic button.
Wait a minute, that was easy.
Go that easy. That was easy.
No,
that's how it goes. That happens.
That sums up the show.
Jim O'Reilly says I was able to spend some time with Joe Sinnott on his 93rd birthday. That's cool.
Oh, but the guy is a genius.
Yeah.
His lines that when I was a kid, I picked up a Marvel UK book called Captain Britain. It's apocryphal. I tell the story all the time. In the art in there was fabulous. I love the story, but it had reprints of Fantastic Four, of Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. by Steranko, and the Fantastic Four stuff was all inked by Joe, and of course the John Buscema was a large chunk of what I was reading, and that stayed with me. It just stayed with me. It's just something that I love.
Rebel Gaming says, "Hey now,
Gaming.
Hey now, Rebel."
No, they send to the recipient and charge them, but the rules can change from postmaster to postmaster. If it's a comic, they won't take the time to look to see if it.
Well, right, yeah, that's what it is. It's like some of them write it off like it's a comic, it doesn't count, and some say, oh, as long as it doesn't have ads in it. So it's like I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll take the chance.
Jim would say I would avoid media mail if possible. Stinch, are you an all-star Rebel?
Hey, now.
You're an all-star.
Someone got it.
Thank you. Thank you for
I
the
was left hanging there for a second.
Knee-jerk reaction. Okay. Stinch, you're still talking in the chat. You're right here.
Yeah, we got Mike. Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just having some issues with my Wi-Fi. So I was keeping silent until I think I got it down. I'm gonna stay off camera just in case that ends up like making my whole system just go angry at me.
Now you are here.
He says Comic Blast will also make you pizza while you wait for your comic.
Well, it would be worth something.
Yeah,
that really is a magic button.
Yeah. Now,
oh my God, that just hit me. Maybe we could hook up Alexa. Hook up Alexa to connect to the Comic Blast and then get like an AI generated comic.
Yeah, Alexa,
it works.
Make me a comic.
Oh my God! Don't give them ideas, Jesus.
Just
already.
Ideas for it. Now, Mike Oden is someone who uses Comics Blast for his comic. I'm just kidding, no. Mike, you got your campaign. How many days you got left on there?
All right, so here's the deal with that. So technically, we have 18 hours left in the current campaign.
So the answer was 18 hours.
Yeah, well, no, because we only did the first 30 days on Indiegogo. We are going to be extending to the full 60. However, there's a whole bunch of incentives to get in on the first 30 days. I'm giving people rather than just till the end of the day. We're going to, as I said, since we're extending for the full 30, I'm going to give people to get in on these perks till tomorrow. And so, like, the big things is I've talked a lot about our support our troops angle that we have on this book, and one of the big things that we have going on with that is you have a pinup by Justin Hunt. Well, if you get in on the first 30 days, that pinup gets signed and numbered by Justin. So I'm giving that extension till tomorrow, so that way we have it go through the end of this week. But then past tomorrow, if you get in on that support our troops tier, you're still going to get the pinup. It's just not going to be signed and numbered. And then we also have that Dragon Guard cover by Kevin Sharp. If you are one of the first, I think it's first 50 people to get that cover between the whole enchilada tier and the Dragon Guard tier, that cover will be signed by Kevin as well. So lots of cool stuff that we're doing with this. We have a retailer perk that's we're partnered with Liberty Distribution, and I'm sure Varian knows a bit about that.
Just a little, only what they tell me.
But yeah, no. So we have this campaign up. We're partnered with a whole bunch of great organizations. Liberty is just one of them, and we've got the support our troops angle, and we're partnered with the Special Forces Charitable Trust for that. And it's really exciting stuff. We're almost at 4,000. I'm hoping to get to 5K by tomorrow. I think we could do it. We're at 4,000. We had another backer then. Because I literally just checked this morning and we're at 38. So this is fantastic. We jumped a lot, 72 backers. That's fantastic, guys. So we're now at 200% funded. That's awesome. Really humbling. But anyways, as I said, we're really trying to hit that 5K tomorrow, which will put us at our next stretch goal, which is trading cards done by Luke Stone. And if we hit that, we're going to do a nice little reveal over the weekend. We've got a lot of stuff that we want to do for this campaign. We've really put everything into making this book even better than the last. I've gotten constructive criticism from a good deal of people in this panel, and I've taken every single bit of constructive criticism that we got in the 0 issue, and we applied it. People were saying that the 0 issue was short, which is kind of the point of a 0 issue, but this we applied it. We've got a 54-page story. We had some people say that they weren't exactly sure who these characters were, so we included a character glossary. We had some comments about the graphics pages could be tightened up. I literally spent hours on end teaching myself more of Photoshop, and our graphics pages look fantastic. Every single bit of criticism that we had on our first book, I have applied in making this the best book that it can possibly be, and that's how we are continuing to go forward with everything at Nine Realms. And we really appreciate those that have already backed and have gotten us to this point. And if you're looking for a good book to back and hell, a good cause to support, we've got all of that here for you.
Cool. And you got 17 hours left, but he's going to extend, but you want those perks, you need to get over there and pick it up now, especially because I enjoyed the first book. I enjoyed issue number 0. We finally see Stitch's face, by the way, guys.
COVID safe
face. Man, secret. Man.
Look at this guy. He's modern plague doctor. This is awesome. Let me drain you of your humors with these leeches. Yes.
Guys, it's time for us to get out of here. We're at the 2-hour mark, Randy. Did you want to say anything before we go?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought we'd let everybody else.
If you want to bring up anything, we want to yell at now we have to yell at.
I want to wish little Willie good luck as he keeps on trucking, or what?
Yeah.
And his effort to keep Lindsay on the porch and off the pole.
Yeah, that works. That works. And also, Adobe Comics Blast. Make sure you sign up right now. If you sign up early, you can get the Heather Antos edition, which does everything for you.
Wow.
We'll critique your work for you.
I think we have that picture right here, right?
I'm not sure we have any pictures of
right there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
It looks just like Heather Antos.
Destroyer of worlds.
I am the destroyer of worlds.
It is cute. It is cute. All right. Stitch, where can they find you at, sir?
I'm currently coding my website right now, so I don't have any.
Find him anywhere.
You can't find me anywhere.
Yeah, no. He's very mysterious. We'll never know who he is.
He's encompassing of all the universe.
Yeah. Mr. Odin, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ElysianFields_0, and you can follow us at on Nine Realms Publishing on Facebook. And we have the Indiegogo campaign live. Make sure that you get on that.
Okay. And I walked right past Russ because everybody moved around. Russ, where can they find you at there?
I can't pick out so much. Everybody's books here on the panel, Daphne, John, and Elysian Fields. It's all brilliant. I just headed over, which is why I dropped my link, and I did a boomer thing, but I just headed over to is it Eric Dreaded Dinosaur? Is that
yes, sir?
Eric just headed over to your website. Go check that website out. That's a fantastic website, and there's some great stuff on there. I was just so impressed.
Everywhere.
So impressed that I had to say something because anyway, you can find me as Comic Book Black Belt on YouTube. Go check out my channel. Obviously, you can find out more about my book, Only Death Can Save Us. OnlyDeathCanSaveUs.com. You can find me at russleach.com, comicbookblackbelt.com, on Twitter, The Fleece Book, on Instagram, and over on the Parlay when it works.
Miss Daphne.
If you are a fan of handcrafted, lovingly artisanal, funny animal fantasy, go to talltalesonline.com.
Go to Mike's site.
Tall Tales Online, TIILS online.com, and sign up to get your first 3 issues of Tall Tales for free. And if you're also into art tutorials, demos, and watching me spill ink all over almost finished pages, you can check out my YouTube channel at Daphne Lage, LAGE art.com.
Do it. Are you going to do a tutorial how to use Comics Blast?
Yes, I am. Yes, I have my canister of gasoline and a lighter ready.
Load it onto your laptop, then throw the laptop away.
John, where can they find you at there?
You can find me at on Twitter at John Celestri, at Celestri John. I'm on my John the Animator comics are in demand on Indiegogo. So we're in demand. We're funded. And so I put up the order and to start printing the books. So I'll be shipping them in time for Christmas.
Awesome.
So everybody's going to get their books and drawings and what have you. Also I'm on YouTube, and you can get my channel at John Celestri, and I'm on John Celestri on Facebook. I'm not going to change my name after 45 years of business.
Yeah, exactly.
Not going to change that. But I will say that starting in December, I'm expanding my line of comics. So there'll be John Celestri comics, and there'll be John the Animator comics for kids, under the age of 12 and under. And then I'm going into Johnny's Mind comics for the more adult types.
Nice.
But it's all cool. But I'm also
doing a pern.
doing a monthly, a bi-monthly episode, 24 pages, $2 for digital. Yeah. And so it'd be an ongoing story until I get about 120 pages, and then offer it as a trade paperback, and then keep on going. Cool. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to be an all age comics. I'm from adult to the young at heart. So that's it. There you go. There's my spiel.
Cool. Mr. Dreaded Dinosaur, where can they find you at?
Well, I'm at Dreaded Dinosaur on all of the censored social media sites. If you really want to find me on some of the others, go for it. And anyway, you can also see some more of my work. We just wrapped up Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger. I'm the inker for God's Hand. That's still currently funding on Indiegogo, so you could back that project as well. And today, hopefully, I will be nearing completion of my 3rd installment of Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon. I've been putting that off way too long because I have all this other, paying work to do. And it's a long time coming, and I got to get the audience to a certain point so I can do my own crowdfunded comic book that's already written and started plotting out some of the pages. But
well, if you have a script for it, all you need is a magic button. That's right.
Yeah, that magic button, that's looking kind of good. I don't know if I want to shit down my work by magic buttoning it to death.
Yeah, really.
But anyway, my website, Eric Hodson, ERIKHODSON.com. You can click and buy some prints, help me pay the rent next month, or buy some Christmas presents for some underprivileged children this year.
Yeah.
Cool. Mr. Zim, where can I find you at?
You can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on the Twitter under Randy Zim. I don't twit very often, but when I do, it's Randy Zim over there. You can find me at the Zim Geek channel on YouTube, ZIMMGEEK. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications, because I kick out videos very sporadically, so you never know when the next one's going to drop. Plus, you'll see me back on Sunday for the Sunday Funnies program. Maybe Daphne will be there too.
Most likely.
Maybe
But
John,
hopefully less angry.
John will be there too, and we'll have some special guests, Glenn Fleming, and maybe a few others that I haven't talked to yet. So
she'll be upset. Just know Adobe plans to announce Writer Blast Friday. So
Writer Blast,
yeah, she'll be upset.
It wouldn't surprise me in one bit.
It's too early to announce my big crowdfunding book campaign about to come up called Naval Battle that I'm doing on Adobe Comic Blast, where it's a self-biographical story about my two navals and how they are.
Oh my god!
Naval Battle coming soon.
Is the next book going to be like Superfluous Nipple?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm Varian Grant, KYD_V on Twitter, which I won't answer. Varian Grant on Facebook. Indie Vault, Last Call Comics, all that good stuff. Find us there. Find me there anyway. You want to send in a question? Do so at indievoltlive@indievolt.com. Include Indievolt Live in the subject, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less. You can listen live on Indievolt Radio. Download it on Google Play, or if you have an Apple phone, you download the streaming app, type in Indievolt Radio. You can find it. You can also find us with that delicious Alexa. You just ask Alexa to play Indievolt Radio, and she'll do that for you. Also, Indievolt TV on Roku. It's free. We got a bunch of independent movies up there, some wrestling, a bunch of cool stuff up there. Check it out. And that is it for us this on Indievolt Breakfast Buzz. My first show back in a couple weeks. Yay!
Yay! Yes! Yay!
And thank you guys for watching. We're out of here. Indievolt. We're not owned by Disney, not yet, but we are available. And
maybe someday we'll have sponsors, but probably not Adobe.
Not the rate we're going.
Not with Adobe. Not with Adobe's like, fuck those guys. They're gonna cancel my subscription. Watch. That's how I get out my subscription. That's it. All right, you guys. You guys have a great day. We'll see you all soon.
Thanks for being here. Stay healthy. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.